When it comes to getting the best bang for your buck, the best value, I don't think you're going to find a better optic with better value than the AGM Rattler. So what do I mean when I say value? Well, to me, value is when you get the most important things, in this case features, for the least amount of dollars. So that features to dollars comparison is how I would decide or determine the best value of something. I'm going to break this video down into 4 main parts, 3 of them being positive, and then the last one being more of the downsides part, to show why I believe the thermal Rattler 640 series has the most value. The first part is going to be the price. Second part is going to be image quality, the range, detection, that portion of it. The third part is going to be talking about the reliability of the optic as well as the warranty that comes with it. And then the fourth part is going to be a breakdown of some of the downsides to going with the Rattler versus some of the more expensive other options. All right, starting off with the price. There's 2 models in the 640 Rattlers. You're going to get the TS35 640. Basically it has a 35mm objective lens. And then you're going to have the TS50, which is what this one is, with the 50mm objective lens in the Rattler series. Both of them have a street price of under $4,000. MSRP on the smaller, so the TS35, not this one, MSRP is $38.95, and a street or a good dealer price you will find at about $34.95. The TS50, which this one is 640, MSRP is $43.95, and you're going to find a street price slash a good dealer price at $39.95. So both of them under $4,000. The only optic in the 640 range that competes as far as the price goes with AGM would be ATN, and that's the Thor 4. Other than that, you're beating Bearing Optics, Pulsar, Trigicon, FLIR, Envision. All those for a 640 optic are going to be priced either, a decent amount higher or a lot higher. Image quality is a little tough to explain, and there are tons of factors that can influence the clarity. All the following videos are through my TS50 640. Here's a video of a bobcat. If you'll notice, he marks his territory right there, and he proceeds to take a seat and watch my call. Here's a video that I got the other day that actually inspired me to make this video. First, I saw the coyote at about 400 yards. I followed him all the way in to about 59 yards before I pulled the trigger. This video clip only captures from about 130 to 59 yards, but in the next video, I will show you where I originally saw him. I don't have the footage, but I sat my TS50 up next to a friend's Envision Halo XRF, which retails for almost 10 grand and is considered by most as the gold standard of night hunting optics. And the image quality of the TS50 stood neck and neck with it. Even my friend agreed. Here you can see the coyote at just under 400 yards. I actually had my wife walk with our 25-pound mini golden doodle just to make sure I was getting the distances correct for this video. Thanks, wife. The following videos are again her and our 25-pound mini golden doodle named Callie. I wanted to show the range and detection distance for the optic. They were nice enough to take a little walk in the cold and let me record and get their distances. You will notice that I have no issues detecting Callie's heat signature, even out there at 1,000 yards. Obviously, 12 micron, 50 Hz refresh rate does the job. Here are a series of clips that took place over 6 minutes of watching a coyote come to our call. Judging by his speed and the time it took, we would guess he came from at least 3/4 of a mile. Addressing the issue of detection versus recognition is tough. I would love to say that half of knowing what you are looking at is learned from seeing animals over and over. As the coyote nears the 300-yard mark, we are fairly certain it's a coyote or at least some kind of dog. With a little practice, I would say somewhere between 200 and 300 yards is the general range you go from detection to recognition with the TS50. Obviously, he got a little closer than that, and we were able to nab him. The base mag of this scope being 2.5 was almost too much. He came over this hill to the right, and I almost didn't see him. The scope has to be reliable and it has to hold 0. In the following videos, you will see me take shots at a 3-inch plate at 50 yards. The first shot is with my 223. I then removed the optic and placed it on my Savage 22 long rifle. You will notice the reticle change as I switch between my AR reticle profile and my 22 reticle profile. I then gave the optic a handful of solid thumps and put it back on my AR. As you can see, it has no problems holding 0. As of 2023, all AGM thermal optics 384 resolution and higher have a 5-year transferable manufacturer's warranty, which is a better warranty than almost any other manufacturer out there. This way you can use a thermal for a couple years, sell it, and the next owner can still have the peace of mind knowing their optic is covered. The best part is that this ups the resale value to get you into the next new optic. So now to talk about a couple of the downsides. For me, the downsides weren't world-ending. They weren't too big of a deal, but they're definitely downsides. And then I'll talk about them real quick and then ways to work around most of them. So the first downside, there's no sound recording on the Rattlers. So when you take a shot, when you video it, it won't have any sound. The next one, no laser rangefinder. So this can be pretty big, especially for us who like to go a little longer. We have a little bit more open country. We can see a little further. Maybe you have those coyotes that hang up at 300 yards. You're not sure exactly through a thermal if it's 150 or 500 yards. It's important to know. The next one, the battery life. They run on CR123A batteries, which are a little bit smaller. You can see they fit right in there. So the battery life on this, when I'm actually out in the field, I guess it depends if you're using rechargeables. I use rechargeables. They don't last as long as just buying a whole bulk pack of batteries that you're gonna throw away. For me, the rechargeable batteries last about 3 hours in the field. And then I can get about 4 hours out of a new battery that I'm gonna throw away. So battery life. And then another thing, these are not the most comfy optics when it comes to mounting them on a bolt gun. The main reason being the optic, you need to have your eye all the way up to the base back here in order to look through it. It's not like a regular scope where you have so many inches of eye relief. They're not the very best for a bolt action gun unless you have an adjustable length of pull that you can move up to. I shoot with this on a tripod, I use it on an AR platform. So for an AR, any platform that you can adjust the stock, get your eye up here a little, your shoulder up, your body up a little closer to where you can put your eye up to here, makes it a little bit more comfy. It's not to say it's not doable, but it is not ideal, I would say, for a bolt action gun, whereas it's fantastic for any AR style platform. A couple ways to work around that. I actually run a separate rangefinder that just hangs off to the side of the gun. So I'll look through with my right eye, I'll be looking at the target, I can have my left eye open, I can click the range button over here and see where the range is at. That's my way of working around not having a rangefinder. It's fairly inexpensive. I paid just over $300 for the laser rangefinder on the side. The no sound recording, that can also be worked around by having your app open when you're actually out there shooting, and you can record through your phone what the screen image is seeing, and it will actually record the sound that way. So you'll see videos online of people that actually have the sound with their AGM Rattler. That's how they did it. So there's a workaround for that. And then as far as the bolt action gun, if you have an adjustable length of pull, you can get a little closer. Or if you're just, a bigger person, it might not be an issue at all as far as the length of pull. I know for my wife, especially on a bolt gun, on my 6.5 Creedmoor, it doesn't have an adjustable length of pull. It's a little bit of a stretch for her to get her eye all the way up to the back of the optic. So a couple of the downsides, is it worth the extra $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 to get all of those things covered? For me, it just didn't seem worth it. This is my optic. As far as the value goes, I feel like the value you're getting out of it, if you're looking for just something to get out there and hunt animals with, see them coming is definitely the most important thing, I would say, followed by it holding zero and being reliable. So just a meat and potatoes, value optic. I don't think at least on the market now, there's not anything as good, in my opinion, as the AGM Rattler. When it comes to hunting coyotes, the TS50 640 gonna be very tough to beat. If you are interested in picking up any kind of AGM optic, or you just want to ask a few questions, give us a call at 208-502-4424.